Howdy folks, West Coast 1 here again. This is part 3 of our Clackamas River ride. We're on US 26 right now, going kind of west. We'll turn on to Highway 35 south to north. We're going to end up in Hood River, Oregon, crossing the Hood River Bridge into Washington. And as I said before, guys, this is where I grew up. This is my stomping grounds. Man, I know every square inch of this place. And I'm still finding places when I get lost looking for mushrooms. Yeah, we come up here looking for morels and other mushrooms. And what a wonderful area. I'm very fortunate to live here. And guys, you see our elevations climbing. We're going to hit Blue Box Pass here in just a little while. I think it's like 4,040 feet elevation. It was supposed to snow today up here. I looked outside and said, nope, it won't, so I'm dressed light. We're supposed to have rain in the valley. So I put my mesh jacket on with the liner in it. I'm wearing my Levi's with some long johns. It's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, so just about perfect. I didn't have to put my rain gear on. It's A-OK. Loving it. We just went over Blue Box Pass. You believe they used to bring covered wagons over here on the Sam Barlow toll road? Good grief, man. Those guys were made of stone and steel. Wow. I could go on for days about the covered wagon days. I had family that did it, so I do know a little bit about it. But getting onto the motorcycle, unfortunately, I'm about 20 minutes too early for the primo shot of Mount Hood. There's two places right in here that Mount Hood just boom. I mean, it's just like right there in your face. Gorgeous, especially this time of year. It's covered in snow. Right now, we're going to get just the bottom of it. Later on, when we get around Bennett Pass, you'll get just two short shots of Mount Hood. I mean, just a brief glimpse. So that just means that we'll have to do 35 going the other direction one of these days. And Mount Hood's there all the time. That's one of the cool things about the routes that we do. You think you've been there and done that? Well, turn around and go the other way. It's like a whole new ride. You get to see new things. Corners are backwards. It's great. And as you can see, we just made a right-hand turn. We're on to Highway 35. This is where it starts. You notice the red cinders. They use red cinders to gravel the road in winter. And they scatter out on the sides of the roads. And those cinders really like to flip up and crack your windscreen. So early spring and winter, you're gonna get windshield damage almost for sure. You drive up here, it's just part of the gig. You're gonna have to go get the guy to repair your window. It's kind of the way it is. And it's Sunday and state's starting to let loose. They're letting people out, so people are out here enjoying things. There's quite a bit of traffic, but everybody's pretty well behaved. And we just passed the memorial, or the monument, I guess it is, for the pioneer woman. They found a dead pioneer woman up here, I don't know, 100 and some years ago, and they made a memorial. It's kind of an interesting story. If you're interested, you can research it online. It's a pretty cool little place. Turned out to be a really nice day. Beautiful sky, little clouds, temperatures just about right. This first few miles of Highway 35 is usually kind of cold. It's like opening your refrigerator and you get hit with cold air. Well, there's Mount Hood right there. You can see the base of it. You got that cold air coming off the mountain. It's pretty cold. But it keeps you honest. And this is White River, right at the beginning. And this is Forest Road 48 on the right. It takes you all the way to Wamick. Another great ride. We're going to do that. Down there a few miles is where my family, we do an annual camp out. It starts at about the second week of May. If we can get up here, it depends on the snow level. And we bug out right at Memorial Weekend. We don't like the big crowd, Memorial Weekend drunken crowds. So we're up here 2 or 3 weeks. And it's nice, it's cool. We pick mushrooms, we have steak feeds, we sit around the campfire drinking whiskey and telling lies, and we have a bonfire all the time. We probably burn about 1.5 cords, 2 cords of wood. We keep a good fire going. And I love it because the old folks, you get a couple whiskeys in the old folks and you learn the truth. I know I found out all kinds of stuff that I wasn't supposed to know, but that's the way it is. And Bennett Pass off to the right. Oh man, that's it's a gravel, but man, what a neat area. It takes you to High Prairie and Badger Lake, Camp Windy. Oh gee whiz. Camp Windy's the area where a sheep herder, they called him Gumjawak. He wore like moccasins, but they used to have this rubber compound, and it was Gumjawak. So henceforth, he was kind of a character and kind of famous. And I know my dad, my great uncle, or my uncle actually, and my great uncle, they used to go up and see him and hang out for a while. Gumjawak, and there's a Gumjawak trail and all kinds of stuff. And there's just a lot of history and a lot of really cool stuff up here, guys. All kinds of bicycle paths, hiking paths, motorcycle. And if you got a bike that gets in the gravel, endless. Truly endless. Yeah, the road's not too bad a shape. This all got wiped out in the early mid-80s. We had a big flood. So most of this road's fairly new. They straightened it out, made it wider, made it safer, put in new bridges. It's way better than the old highway that was up here. The old highway is built for like Model Ts. This is built for modern cars, and it's pretty cool up here, guys. And guys, I do hope you like riding with me on these videos. I'm just kind of showing off what we do. We like the outdoors. We like country roads. We like staying within 5 miles an hour of the speed limit. We like to enjoy the day. That's what we're all about. Just getting out here, enjoying the day. It doesn't matter what you ride, as long as it's highway safe. Come and join us. Boy, that sky is pretty. Yeah, all this was wiped out. That on the left is, they call it Nottingham. That used to be No Name. That's a campground that we kind of made. Robin Hood campground above that got wiped out and they didn't replace it. And off on the right there is Forest Road 44 that goes to Dufur, Oregon. Another really cool ride. You get up over the hill and you're into Ponderosa pine. The forest changes from this fir into pine. It's really cool. We're going to do that later on this year. There's a really neat biking trail on the left, on the other side of the river. It's kind of a sandy base. There's log bridges and stuff, so if you're not a good bicycle rider, you need to walk your bikes across. They keep improving it, putting in kind of different bridges, but man, it's cool. This guy here in front of us, I think he's going to Tamanawana Falls, real popular place. Yep, that's where he's going. This is a trailhead for Tamanawana Falls, and this is the end of that bike path I was just talking about. Tamanawana Falls is pretty cool. Last time I was up there, it's not like a faucet waterfall. It's kind of like a horsetail waterfall. It's spread out and it comes down. It's wide and it's really cool, beautiful water, nice, cool little bowl. You ever get up here, do that hike? I don't know, it's 4 miles or less. That's definitely less than 4 miles. It's easy hike. It's very rewarding when you get up there. And right in here, coming up soon, it'd be Plowie. That's where the Boy Scouts. Oh, it was a great campground right there. They used to have a big meeting every year, big Boy Scout thing up here, but it got wiped out in the flood, so then they never replaced it. Same as Robin Hood. There's those two campgrounds they just didn't replace, which is kind of sad. But a lot of good times up here, guys. Cold water. That water comes right off a glacier. It's cold, but it does have fish in it. We're getting down here. The temperature's warming up. Air's getting a little heavy. We're coming off the mountain. Lots of trees on both sides. Just a beautiful area. Just really cool. You got to be careful. Now, we always got water off this cliff here. Every time we'd come up here, we'd stop and fill up a water jug. It comes right out of a glacier. It's just really good water. But and you get lower, you have to be very careful drinking from streams and stuff. They do have the deer parasite, and it will mess you up, man. It seriously, my nephew got it and damn near killed him. But up here where the water stays cold and runs fast, you're safe. But you get down lower, like I said, you got to be careful. Boil your water or bring your own, one or the other. You don't want to get that parasite. It comes from the deer, and it's nasty. Oh, look at that sky. It's just getting bluer and bluer. Turned out to be a really nice day for forecast of rain and snow. This is pretty darn good, so I kind of like it. Hey guys, I'm just listening to my motorcycle. Quite often I listen to an audiobook, but today I'm just listening to my motorcycle hum. It just kind of whispers, hence that's why I named it Whisper. And yeah, I know some guys laugh, but I name my motorcycles. Actually, my wife named the trike. We call it Baizenchu, which means white pearl. It's got a white pearlescent paint. So I don't know, it just adds character, and it's kind of fun. It might be dorky, but it's still kind of fun. Yeah, we're getting down to less than 2,000 feet, dropping fast. We're gonna go all the way down to a couple hundred feet of Hood River, 150 feet or whatever the elevation is. And we're getting lower and lower. Now we're into farms and fields, and I really wanted to leave this. I almost cut this out, but Hood River Valley is so famous for their apples. Miles and miles and miles of apples. Apples, peaches, pears, and now vineyards. They have a lot of grapes also. They make a pretty good wine up here. I prefer the east side of Washington State personally, but this wine here is pretty darn good. It's not bad. So if you're into wine, this is some of the tasting facilities. You got to put this on your tour list. I like the deeper reds, and it's a brand new industry, but they're winning all kinds of awards. It's amazing. It's too bad we didn't find out this wine thing years ago, because it would have helped the farmers out a lot. Cash crop, everybody's got to have cash. So, but the apples you eat, apple juice you drink, peaches and pears, and the wine you drink, it's a good chance some of it comes from here. This is the area where the revenues back in Prohibition, they had a big shootout with the feds. Killed a bunch of feds. So they sent more feds up, and of course us hillbillies, we just hid behind the tree, and the feds didn't find us. But they might get us still, but they didn't get us. And in my generation, of course, they grew marijuana. I know it's whatever you think about it, but hey, when you're starving, you got kids to feed, you do whatever you got to do, and that's just the way it was up here. They had moonshine, and then they had marijuana. And that's, like us or hate us, but that's the truth. That's the reality. And I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. That's just the way it is. You gotta feed your kids. Gotta have cash. My generation, the timber kind of dried up when there was all kinds of different things really messed us guys up. But anyway, that's another story. So guys, we're gonna cross the bridge. I'm gonna be quiet. A lot of people, they hate this bridge. They tense up. Just relax and enjoy it. This is an expanded metal bridge. It's fun. If you tense up, it's not fun, but trust me, just don't tense up. Have a good time. Alright guys, bye now.